All right, well, good evening to the Prosperity and Health Alliance Business with a Heart. I'm here live from Mexico. I'm down in Playa del Carmen, living the dream, as they say. Thank you to Prosperity and Health Alliance, what it's able to do for us from a lifestyle perspective. And I'm joined with my partners in crime. This is a NAFTA broadcast, I believe, because we got Siha in the United States, we got Creel in Canada, and we got me in Mexico. Guys, are you pumped as I am about what's going on in Enagic right now? You want to share a little bit?
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Go ahead, Siha.
Okay, gosh, I can't wait. It's already what is it? The end of February. This is, I was just sharing with you guys, and I want to share with the teams. I want to first thank you all for being on the call, and thank you all for your support and your love. With the whirlwind speaking tours that we've been on, we've been able to get out our information on the 123 system and the Prosperity and Health Alliance website. We're seeing people coming onto that and getting people plugged in. But our numbers, I was just sharing with you guys, I'm so excited. This being 7 years, 8 years in this business, this is the best February that I've ever had personally as for myself and for the team. Normally I don't see the numbers like we're seeing until springtime or so, towards the end of spring and early summer. That just means that, you know what, whatever we're doing, whatever you guys are doing, you're on the right track. And it's not just our numbers as a team, but as overall with Enagic, right, Wade? I think Enagic this month, Creel, you're saying it was the largest ever with Enagic. So, Creel, what do you know about Enagic? I've been so busy working on my own stuff. I don't know what's going on with the corporation. So, please.
Cool, Siha. Hi, everybody. Thanks for jumping on the call tonight. I was out at the office for the 6A meeting this week, and we had our regional manager, which is Go, Mr. Go from the LA sales department, but he's also takes care of everything that happens on the West Coast, so we're included in that. And he was suggesting that this month we will crack 12,000 units sold by the company,
Yes.
which will be our biggest month ever.
Nice.
And we've already got 2,000 pre-sold tickets for the convention. And last year we had 2,500 people there. So they're expecting a crowd of close to 5,000 people for the convention. It'll probably be the last time we all get to sit in the same room and participate at one dinner together. We're just going to outgrow it. So the company's growing, the PH Alliance is growing, my business is growing, your business is growing. I think it all has to do with the momentum and the energy we're all putting in and showing up and doing it. So super stoked to be on the call tonight with you.
Awesome.
Great stuff, guys, and I can echo that sentiment. It's going to be the best February month in my organization since I started the business as well. And the beauty of it is it's only going to get better, it's only going to get easier, because right now we are entering into the hot part of the trend when it comes to water technology, what we're able to do, what Enagic's technology does, and the business model is a perfect opportunity for everyone out there. And that kind of segues into tonight's talk. And tonight we're going to talk about a couple of things. Number one, start planning for those events. We're going to cover that at the end. But we're going to talk a little bit about a couple really important things. And one is your attitude and your message. And attitude is how you approach your business. Are you approaching your business as, as a feedback mechanism? Are you coming in with good attitude, positivity, that sort of thing? And is that coming forward in your message? And Creel's going to break this down in detail for you. And then we're going to segue over to Siha, where he's going to talk about growth and contribution and how those are interrelated and what's happened in his business since he's been able to, kind of infuse this not only into his business but also as a leader in his organization. So when you start running with these type of principles and kind of, well, just an attitude, just plain an attitude that it takes the tone of the message. You can have two messages and they have a different tone based on your attitude. Also, if you're in this for growth and contribution, then it doesn't blow out any of the unconscious zones. We talked about one of the paradigm videos. But anyways, I'm going to shut up now because I just want to hear and learn myself. Keep in mind, I learn this stuff. I'm on these calls. Siha's on these calls. Creel's on this call because we're also learning. These guys are world class at what they do. What they do in the business, I'm not able to do to the level that they can. So I learn from them. And I'm so excited to be here on the calls with these guys And take it away, Creel. Let's get me off. Shut up. Let's go.
Okay, thanks, Wade. I just want to start off by, telling a little bit of the story. So I've been involved with Enagic now for 5 years. I've been involved with network marketing for 9 years. And the reason why I got involved has changed every few years. And, I got involved with Enagic because I saw a great opportunity and I was really needing to break loose. I needed something of value in my life. I needed to participate and have some kind of level of contribution that was worthwhile for me, that really fed me at a heart level and also at a financial level, because I was in debt and not a very bright future. So my motivation and my why was really clear at the beginning. 5 years into it, I realized that, my personal growth, my message around it has fluctuated at times, and what got me fired up has changed. And so in the last few months, developing the Prosperity and Health Alliance and really chatting with the guys here and myself, I realized that my why has changed, and I've taken the advice that we give on the Prosperity and Health Alliance. I went and sought people, coaches and mentors that would help me to really get to the next level, because I know where my business is at and I know where I want it to be at. And in between, you know what? It's not about knowing how to sell more machines. We know how to do that. What is it? It's about the why, the message, the attitude, the mindset. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time kind of just going over that this evening. And we'll start with, let's see if what's your attitude? Are you being positive, upbeat, and inspiring out in the world, or are you negative, complaining, and low energy? It's really simple. When I get into my home office, mission control at home, I realize I need to take where my level is and need to take it up. What is my attitude? What's your running mode of operation? Really take a look at that, because that's the message that we're going to be putting out into the world. That's the frequency, that's the energy. So what does that need to do? We need to take a kind of a personal inventory. We really need to check in. So check in, what's your attitude? And if you've had a personal experience recently that went not so good, ask the question, how was my attitude? Would you have purchased or gotten enrolled by your attitude? And if not, you need to change. Best thing about this is taking personal responsibility. Your business goes as you go, which is really awesome, and it's also challenging because sometimes it doesn't go the way we want it to. And I know I've had to just get boldly honest with myself and say, hey, where's my attitude? What needs to change for this thing to change? So that's what we're really selling. We all have the same product, but we all do a different method of doing it. People are getting into what we say, right? So people are more aware of how you say something versus what you say. You could have a person that has all the right things, but the way they say it, if it's obnoxious, if there's too much ego involved, if you're turned off from the person, even though you may want the product, you're going to be turned away, right? I heard this at the GoPro event 2 years ago, and this message really changed my mind. People remember how you make them feel more than what you had to say. Just take a moment to really reflect on that. People remember how you made them feel more than what you had to say. And when I got that, I realized how I show up in somebody's world, whether it be a phone call, a text message, whatever other medium, a Skype date, whatever. I'm launching myself into somebody's world, and I have no idea what's going on for them. So do you think if I show up with a positive, energetic, enthusiastic attitude, that this person probably wants to connect into something like that versus something that's down, negative, and maybe pushy, right? Check in with yourself before you make that call, before you walk on stage, before you open the door and come home to your beloved, your family, your prospect, whatever that be. Center yourself and make sure that you're running the way that you want to be. That's the message that we're giving out into the world, right? People buy you before they buy the product. People will not purchase from people they do not trust. They'll go find somebody else with the same product who they trust and purchase from them. So really understand your attitude delivers into your message, and that's really what we're selling, right? People are buying into what we have to offer and our ability to get people to what they are looking for. So what's your attitude? Take personal inventory. What's working, what's not working? When you identify what's not working, you have to come up with a roadmap, a solution. What needs to change? Sometimes it's really good to get a third party involved. Coaching and mentoring. For the first time in 2016, I decided to pay for serious coaching. So I have a coaching session once a week. I've been hearing top recruiters mention this for years in the business and in personal development, like, hey, you got to get a coach, you got to get a coach. And I hadn't until this point. And I realized where I am and where I want to be, there's a difference. And I want to talk to somebody that can get me here and pay for it, right? Where are you at right now and where do you want to be, right? Starts with an attitude mindset. Bob Proctor on stage last year at the Eric Worre event, he really talked about the paradigm mind shift, right? I think the first thing we can do for a brand new distributor, if you're a brand new distributor, checking into this webinar, the key to your success is not how much you know about the water, is not how you explain the compensation plan, it's not even who you know right now. Your success is all going to be based on your attitude and your mindset towards what you're doing. And if it's strong enough and if there's enough fire and passion in order to really do this, you're going to be extremely successful. Right? No one can take you out of the game except for yourself. Your worst prospect is yourself. Look in the mirror. That's where it all happens. And this happens throughout our life. Network marketing just amplifies this because we're in a people-to-people relationship, right? But this is where the key is. So my suggestion, invest in yourself. Invest in creating the right mindset initially. You'll develop the skills, you'll develop the tools, but you cannot find a new mindset without doing the inner work, right? I know the guys are going to have lots of material to follow up. I'm just going to give us a nice framework to kind of go deeper into this conversation. Fear. Your greatest happiness is worth all the effort. Your greatness and your happiness is worth all the effort. It truly is. You got to believe in yourself, right? That's the attitude. Fear needs to become motivation rather than an obstacle. And at times I've had fear really dictate how big I'm going to play, how bright a star that I want to be, in my own life, in regards to Enagic, but in regards to so many other things. Worried about how people are going to comment back. And at the end of the day, I got to come back to right here. How do I feel? What's my attitude? What's my belief in myself, right? Don't let fear run the show. Let your own motivation and your own, vision of who you are be the engine. Focus. What you focus on will grow. Hang around positive people, read positive things, watch positive movies, stay away from negativity, stay away from negativity, stay away from negativity. Right? Your life will change quickly. And you want to go towards things that are going to help that. Be a sponge of personal information. Be a sponge for stretching beyond your comfort zone. Right? Commit to your own personal development program. This is key. Right? I find people want to get into this, but the struggle is really a personal struggle, right? So you've got to change on the inside, right? Know your why. At the end of the day, why you do something is the most important reason why you do it. It's that simple. The results that you will gain from doing something is really determined by your passion, your enthusiasm, and your drive to want to accomplish it. So everybody changes their why. From where I was 5 years ago to where I am now has changed. So maybe it's time for you to really sit down, upgrade your why. Write it down. Do you have a personal mission statement for yourself? If you're a fan of Napoleon Hill, which I am, do you have a personal desires of riches statement, right? Do you have, when people ask you what do you have a two-sentence comeback that lights you up, that brings passion into the world? Really drop in, spend some time to do this. Seek out mentors and educators that will help you facilitate this more in the world. Here's my personal recommended go-to mentors, coaches, and so forth. For the inner game, Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins, and I forgot to put on there, but Napoleon Hill, the Carnegie group, Think and Grow Rich is fantastic. I know lots of our senior members on this on the team, Prosperity and Health Alliance, have audios that they'd love to share with you guys if you want to go deeper on this. When it comes to network marketing, Eric Worre, Todd Falcone, I really love his stuff. Check out his, he's the Fearless Networker, what a great name. Sales, Grant Cardone and the bank. Recently I've been listening to Grant Cardone. He's got 4 great books on selling, but it's really mindset and And how you show up, your attitude, how you treat a customer, all of it, fantastic stuff. So there's going to be something here, whether it's a book, whether it's audio, what are you doing daily? 20 minutes, minimum, 20 minutes a day, so that you become a better person. Over 365 days, you're going to go through a ton of material. You're going to then share that with other people. I guarantee you, your business will grow as a result. And then Straight Line Persuasion by Jordan Belfort. Personally, I think it's definitely worth a watch. 10 hours by maybe the best influencer, man of persuasion around. I learned some very valuable material from there when I got introduced to this via Wade a couple years ago. If you want to get serious, I say do it all, right? And do it multiple times, right? What's your attitude? If you're not liking your attitude, you're not liking results, time to change the paradigm, time to upgrade, time to connect in and do things that are really going to be of service and value to you. So that's my message for the evening. I know the guys are going to have lots to add in, and as you know, Enagic is always the gold seal. So back to you, Wade.
Great job, Krill. Fantastic and on point on all levels. And you know, one of the things I do know is that most people that have a great attitude weren't born that way. It was something that they cultivated over time, and it's something that you do have to practice, and you have to build in accountability systems. I know if I'm not doing my due diligence or like feeding the positivity well or the attitude well, what I find is it's easy to get into judgment. It's easy to get into negativity. It's easy to slip into bad habits. So we're all controlled by our habits. You have to recognize, as someone who is looking to, you know, create something in the world or do something else or get involved in this business and make stuff, is about developing new habits of thinking and acting, and because that's going to trickle down into your organization. One of the things that I'm always reminded of in my group, and that is business is all about duplication. So if you have any questions about how you're showing up, would you just ask yourself, if I heard that in my organization, would I want that? If I had that attitude in my organization, so our attitude is replicated down on some level. So you want to have the best attitude that you can, and in order to do that, you do the attitude work, sets and reps. And with that, we're going to go over to the man who pretty much, I think everybody in Enagic has agreed upon has the best attitude in the whole world. And I can tell you from standpoint, when the chips were down with Siha and his story and all that stuff we started, you would have never known it. And in my opinion, he's the king of that. He's also about growth and contribution. My man, Siha, hit us with some love.
Hey, thanks, guys. Gosh, I love this topic, growth and attitude. Well, you know what, guys? I'm humbly in front of you. I hope that I'm a better person than I was yesterday when I was in front of you, or last week, or last month, or last year. And that's what I try to do. Is I try to show up as a better person in every way, shape, and form. And it's addicting to continue to learn from so many great mentors. I'm never going to stop learning. I love it so much, and I love improving myself, and I love seeing people improve. If I'm a part of it, thank you, you know, for letting me be a part of it. If I've helped in any way, great, thank you. You know, that's what I want to do. You know, what I'm sharing with our teams all across the world is that, you know, find your mentors. Find your mentor in the Enagic family, you know, in the Enagic business. Go to these 6 A's. You know what? We're so happy that we got to the first level of leadership, that, you know what, we did it our own way, and we all did it differently with different challenges, that, you know, you can pick their brains, and they will buy them a cup of coffee. They will talk your ears off. I will talk your ears off, because we want to help. We can, and we've gone through that. Am I right, Creel and Wade? I mean, if somebody said, hey, can you tell me your story? You know, where did you come from, and how did you get to the 6A, and how you know, how are you growing yourself? You would take the time and talk to them, right? So yeah, go ahead, Creel, you're going to say something?
I totally agree. Even if it's 5 minutes, I can drop some nuggets in my story along the way, just to really kind of like help someone, guide them in a certain direction. You know, you You don't need to read a library all at one time, but you do need to like, here, check this out. Go here.
That's what I love about Prosperity and Health Alliance is we start working, cross teams, and then it's not just Prosperity and Health Alliance. It's a lot of the leaders that we work with, that we love, that we care about, and they care about us and they care about our teams. They're willing to take the time to teach us and to teach our team. So you don't have to go far. You can go right here in the Enagic family. Look for a mentor that's going to help you. I had a lot of mentors in the Enagic family who I was scared to do public speaking. I didn't want to do public speaking when I first started. Are you kidding me? No, I didn't get in this game to public speak. I got in this game because I needed money like I needed oxygen. I needed the financial health and the physical health, but I didn't get in this game to teach or to get on stage and speak. But one of my mentors at the time said something that was really critical, and it sticks to me to today. Because in 2008, during the crash, I lost my health, I lost my wealth, I was at the bottom of my rung. I've never been there before. But my mentor came to me and she said, Siha, what if you could help? I was at an event, about 200-300 people, and she said, Siha, what if you could help one person in that audience out that's in the same position as you are? Could you do that? And you know what? I sucked it up. I pulled up my big boy pants and I said, absolutely. You know what? Because I knew how hard I had it, and I figured, I would never wish the pain that I was going through for anybody. No enemy, no nothing. So, you know what? That inspired me. It was her that put that in my ear, and it sticks to me every time I go on stage. And then it just grew from that point on. I get scared. I'm human, just like everybody else. I remember doing a conference in Las Vegas, and I went to my mentor at the time, which was Wade, and I said, I need your help. I've never spoken in front of 900 people before. What am I supposed to do? And he gave me his tips and his clues because he's been down that road before. He was my mentor on speaking, and he was my mentor on getting on stage and telling your story. He says, here's what I do. I go and I say a prayer for myself to speak through me, and to speak through my heart and let it come out authentically what message I want to give. And so that's what I did. That's how I made it through that. Well, to be honest, also the lights were so bright on my eyes I couldn't see the audience. So I could only see the front row. I couldn't see all the way back. So it didn't look like 900 people that was there. But again, bettering yourself and getting out of your fear. Creel talked about getting out of your fear. We all have fear. I had a lot of fear. And just having good people around you, being having the right attitude and having the right why am I doing what I'm doing, having the end result that we want to see. What is it that I wanted to see when I was on stage? I wanted to get people inspired to be a better to have a better lifestyle, to be a better person, as this Enagic community has allowed me to be. It's my turn to give back. I've had so many great mentors in my life. I don't own any of this. This is all borrowed. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, everything stays here. So the least I can do is give that back. So that's on the mentorship. There's Creel mentioned a lot of mentors. I want to add a few more. Jim, and if you don't have the books or the means to get the books or the videos and stuff like that, this is the day of YouTube. You can YouTube all these mentors and get their messages over and over. I get to the point where I'm listening to it before I sleep because, it's like Creel said, listen to good things, positive things. Feed your brain with good things. I'm feeding it with great things. It just depends on the mentor that I want to listen at night. Maybe it be Abraham Hicks, maybe it be this or that. I want to listen to some good things. Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, Napoleon Hill, Les Brown, Tony Robbins, Brandon Burchard, John C. Maxwell, Robin Sharma. Those are some of my favorites in the business. And my personal favorite, even before I got into the Enagic business, I always read books by coaches written by Pat Riley, the greatest coaches, that in that era, the Pat Riley, the Phil Jackson, and more recently, Pete Carroll. Why? Because these coaches, that's what they do. They coach. They can take superstars on the field or on the court and work together, gel it all together to win the champion. So I'm learning from the best of the best coaches, and they're mentors, so they're giving this out free. So their biographies, their books, their beliefs, those are my personal favorites for coaches. So get those if you like sports, and I love sports, and because this is a team sport with the Enagic business, this is a team sport. Bigger dreams just means a bigger team, and that's I got big dreams. People say I'm a dreamer, but you know what? So what? That's the only reason why that I'm here. So once you get this information, what do? Practice. Perfect practice makes perfect. So if it's not perfect, start practicing perfectly. Perfect practice makes perfect. So start teaching it, because when you're put into that position where, okay, now you have to teach it to somebody. I believe we are leaders and we're teaching leaders. We are generals teaching generals. I don't like being called a distributor. I'm teaching distributors. I'd rather be called a leader and we're teaching leaders, or a mentor and we're teaching more mentors, right? So put it into practice every day and teach it. The more that you practice it, the more that you teach it, the better you just get at it. And that could be in any realm of this business or in life. Like Eric Roy says, you know what? In learning and becoming the best that you can in this business, in the network marketing business, you want to be a network marketing professional. That's the name of his website, Network Marketing Pro, right? Network marketing professional. Why? Because we all want to raise the standard in this industry. And by raising the standard in the industry, where does it start? It starts with you. It starts with me. We do it. We don't have to, hear all the negativity that's, people think this and that about the business. So that's not me, and that's not you. So raise our standards. Become the professional. One of my favorite mentors is Robin Sharma. He says, be the Picasso, be the Branson, be the Federer, be the Bill Gates of your industry. Be the best of the best in your industry. And how do you do that? You have to know more than the guy next to you. You have to study your profession. Never stop studying your profession. Genius, a genius mind comes with practice. A lot of people can be born. Some can be born with it, but for the most part, if we practice it, genius, we become that what we practice. He's one of my favorite. So now that I want to take this somewhere, and what I want to take the leadership, the mentorship, and all the things that we learn from the mentors. Where do we go from here? We take this to our teams and we forward it to the events, because these events will allow us to demonstrate our mastership, whether it be on stage or in the audience with our teams. Your attitude that you come, the hugs that you give, the eye contact that you make, the handshakes of the new teammates, it all leads to somewhere. And it should be leading to these events. Events will create and build your teams bigger and faster than you ever imagined. It will give people their breakthrough moments that only they can get. You couldn't give it to them. And these events do it. I've seen it time and time again. I would go to these events and I would think, okay, I don't know what I'm going to get out of it, but I'm going to go and I'm going to play all out. And now my mentor who taught me to play all out is your master trainer, Wade Lightheart. He plays all out. I've seen him play all out. So he set a really good example. But it took that event for me to see my friend, my dear friend, and my mentor play all out. And I'm going, I need to play all out. And my team needs to play all out. And so take all that to these events and play all out. Learn as much as you can. Get involved. Do everything that the speaker, the keynote speaker, the trainer, the mentor is giving back to you. But the only way that you can receive it, the only way that you can make something of it is if you play all out, if you do what's there. So get your team to the event, allow them to have their breakthrough moments. I've seen it at many times over there, be at a demonstration, a water presentation, or at a business presentation, or at an Enagic event, or anything. We just did, I say we, myself and one of my good friends and dear leader, Shelly Ozy, we did for the first time, we did a mind movie, which is just like a vision board, but it's done in a movie form, in a PowerPoint presentation set to the music that inspires you. So we taught people how to visualize or find the pictures that represent your future. that represent what you want out of life, and then put music behind it, and then we played it. And you know what? I play mine all the time because, and I'm not done. I just started, and it's like Creel said, it's evolving. Every time I think, you know what, this is the life I want. No, 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 I got to add the philanthropy in there. No, 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 I got to add, you know, my friends that I didn't add in the last slide in there. I don't have enough slides, so instead of being a 3-minute, I know mine's going to be like 30 minutes, and putting all the music that I want to listen to, that I want to see on my computer, that's going to play every day. Mindset, attitude, and growth is what this is all about. So that's my message to you guys today, and I hope that you guys take it and run with it and find your mentors, hold on to them, and practice it. Thanks, guys.
Great job, Siha, as always, and bringing the heat from the heart. Love it, and you know, it's always a blessing to be on the call with you guys, and it always serves as a great reminder. And I'll share a personal story. One of the things that I noticed, there's a couple things in regards to this for those of you who are out there, and I'm going to share this to you because it might be something you happen. One of the things that I realize is, by nature, I would say I grew up as a critical mindset. It's just the way my brain thinks. I'll see everything and I'll see what's wrong with something. I'll see what's going on, and that's my nature. And so one of the things that I did when I became aware of how biting or critical that can be, in some ways it can be very positive because you're always working on what's the weak point or how to get that. But at certain limitation, it could be a problem. So I realized what I started to do is to correct my attitude around that is I started going to the people that annoyed me the most, the people that really bugged me, people that I didn't like, and I would do exactly what Siha suggested, and I would purposely seek them out, go outside, sit down and have a coffee with them and listen to their story. And I'll tell you what happens. Your brain flips. And all of a sudden you start to realize there's a real person. I'm projecting a bunch of stuff because of maybe one thing. Whether that was accurate or not, I'm missing the boat because I'm focused on the one black spot where that person has got all these characteristics and abilities and things like that. So that's how easy it is to flip attitude, right? Positive and negative. A lot of people will hear one bad thing about Enagic or one bad experience happens in their business, and they go from an attitude of awesome to they start questioning the business. They start questioning the business model because somebody's lousy attitude infected them. And if you find that you're getting infected with your attitude, it's because you're not plugged in. You're not plugged into the positivity. You're not plugged into the self-development. You're not plugged into learning the skills. Because when you have those things locked together in your tool belt, guess what? You're unstoppable. Nobody can take you out. But if you have a weakness in any one of those areas, life is going to show it to you. It is going to reflect back. And you got to get to the attitudes like, you know what? I might not know this now, but this is figure-outable. I can figure this out. I can get this. You come back, and when you take a hit, this is an important thing about it. When you take a hit, and you are going to take hits if you go in this business, don't think you are not. These guys got to where they were because they were willing to take more arrows. Plain and simple. But here's the thing. When you take an arrow, when you get shot down, when you get beat up, you've got to have your go-to team. Did you ever see an Olympic athlete when they fail? Where is the first place they go? To their coach. You've got to plug into someone you trust. When you start out, that might be your upline. Maybe your upline's not available. You might have someone else that you keep accountability with, especially in that early stage, especially when you're starting out, because you're at a delicate time. You might not have had the successes. You might think that you can't do it, or that the people you know aren't cool, or they're not with it, or the mind writes all these crazy stories when you hit obstacles, right? And you've got to reroute that pattern, because if you haven't been successful, you haven't had the financial success you want, or you haven't had the health success you want, you got to realize that started in your mind, and there's a program that's not allowed you to have it. And Enagic has come along, and it's providing you that opportunity to change how your brain thinks. And that's one of the things that I've worked really hard on. I've spent literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in self-development for myself, and I continue to do so, simply because I know that this thing, it needs work all the time, and there's a lot of negativity out there. Second thing is, what's your message, right? And I got to say something. My message has changed from when I started. My message when I first started was all about the health. And the problem with that message is that if you only lead with that message, what happens is the only people you are going to attract is people who will spend $5,000 on a health device. And let me tell you, that's a small segment of the population. It's a very small segment. So what I recognize is that I need to develop, the obstacle now became the opportunity. So when people couldn't afford to pay $5,000 for a health thing, well, then it opens up the conversation about finances or about business. Well, don't you think it's time? One of my mentors said to me, and I'll never forget this, and he said, I said, you know, $5,000 is a lot of money. He says, Wade, how old are you? It's like 37 years old. He says, don't you think it's time that $5,000 wasn't a problem in your life? Whoa. You know, it's like, whoa. Now, some people might say that's abrasive, but that's the kind of feedback I really appreciate, and that person read that. You need to punch me in the mouth with it to get through my thick skull. Love that message, and that message has literally made me millions of dollars in this business, right? Because someone cared enough to punch me in the mouth with the facts. Okay, and that's not for everybody. That was a style that worked for me. You can coach any way that you like, but you have to recognize that you've got to be bulletproof and Teflon coated, that nothing is going to stick to you, and that when you do take a shot, you go to your coach, you go to your team, and you get an attitude adjustment. You get recalibrated. You plug into the calls, and you go to the events. And then now I'm going to talk one more thing before we get to the events, and that's growth and contribution. You know, one of the things that I had a psychological obstacle with was the effect of accumulating a lot of wealth. I always found ways to disperse it. I always found ways to do this, and I realized there was programming from my childhood about accumulation of wealth or accumulation of abundance and stuff like that. So I'd find ways to disseminate it in all these different real lives. And then I forget where it was in one of these things that someone said, you know, it's not about amassing things, making the extra money or having that success that you want or making that income. It's not about how much you have or keeping score. It's about these are signs of growth and contribution in your business. You're able to give more. You're able to help more. And you're taking it in as part of growth. It's the universe is expanding. It's a universal principle to expand itself. I believe it was Bob Proctor. That by aligning with universal principles, we expand. It's natural for us to grow. But we've been so conditioned by a lot of different formats that that's not okay, that we're not good enough, or we don't deserve that, or having success is evil or bad. And what happens is we tend to get, oh, it's okay, and we put everything onto everybody else without taking care of ourselves or taking care of people close to us. And that was a big aha moment, and I never would have gotten it. I never would have gotten it if I wasn't plugging into the mentors, the people, working on my attitude. And you know what? I don't have it all right. I'm not here to tell you that I got this all figured out, because I don't. I don't have anything figured out. All I know is I keep plugging in the system. I keep telling people about Enagic. I keep getting people on the water. I keep sharing people the business. I keep listening to my mentors. I keep going on these calls. I keep going to the events. And somehow money just keeps rolling in. That's all I know. I don't really know how it all works, but I know if I do those things and to the level of that goes on, that's what happens, which leads us to the next point, and that is events. We have got some big events, and wherever you are in your business right now, if you've been struggling since you started, or you just got started, or you've been doing this for 2 or 3 years, you have a month where you're on and you got 3 months where you're off, or wherever you're, but you know what? Your past does not dictate the future. But I'll tell you what, at events is where people make big decisions and big commitments. You need to get what's called social proof. When you walk into a room as a 1A, a 2A, a 4A, a 5A, a 6A, a 6A, 5A, the 6A, 5As are going to more events than anybody else. Why? It reaffirms the success that's going on, what's possible, what's going on. And so you get to an event, your subconscious walks into a room with, whether it's 10 people in your local thing at a demo, whether it's 100 people at a Turbo Sunday or Super Saturday, whether it's 1,000 people at one of the bigger events, or maybe you go to the Enagic convention, which is going to be 2,000 or 5,000 or whatever it's going to be for people all around the world, or whether you're going to go to Eric Worre and it's 10,000 people. The bigger the event you play in, the bigger decisions that happen, and that's for you and your team. Every person that you bring to those events amplifies your business. It's a duplicatable business. So let's talk about some events that are coming up. For the 6As, there is a event in Seattle on March 26th. I think it's the first 6A meeting, is it not, guys?
It's the first by Cynthia Baganti and Romy Verdera. They're coming in. They're going to give you the secrets of the 6As and above. So
right on.
It's going to be awesome. I'll be there.
So if you're a 6A, and I know we got some 6As on the line, be there. You know, get that next level of leadership, because when you get to 6A, there is a different level of leadership, time management that needs to happen. For those of you who aren't there yet, don't worry about it, but know that you'll get there soon enough if you're doing all the other things. The next event that I want to talk about, because I'm not going to focus on that too long, but let's talk about the next event coming up, which I believe is going to be in Vancouver around April 10th. Is that right, Creel? We're almost at confirmation. So basically, we're going to do another Turbo Sunday. The last one was outrageously good. People loved it. It was what, 4 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, it was 4 hours. No fluff, no muss, just straight hard hitting stuff. And this one's going to be even better. So you need to be there. It's going to be quick, fast, and efficient. You're going to walk away with strategies and skills that are going to grow your business, period. Nothing else. That's it. Okay, so you want to be on that event. Book it off now. Plan on being there. Plan on bringing your questions. Plan on bringing your team. The next big event, we're going to talk about Hawaii. Now, we did Hawaii last year with Fred Brown. In fact, you can see the Hawaii episode. It's one of our most positive efforts. I felt like, I don't know, Hawaii 5.0 meets Magnum PI meets Enagic. As we were on the beach and we had the Hawaiian shirts, and it was a really great video. We filmed it and it all worked out really awesome. And, you know, Fred Brown, who puts on a great event, did that event. And, you know, Fred, who loves Hawaii, is a native Hawaii guy, said it was great. And he introduced it. And I always wanted to go to Hawaii. And for some reason, I've been all over and I haven't been to Hawaii. And that was awesome. Now, guess what? It turned out they were going to create another event this spring from the fall, but Fred decided he's only going to do one event, and we committed to doing it. So Seehaw says, no, Fred's not doing it, we're doing it. Why? Because he's got the attitude, he wants to have the message happen, and he's committed to growth and contribution. So the universe said, you know what, Fred's not doing it, are you ready to step up and do it? So see how you want to talk a little bit about what's happening in Hawaii, because it's a great time. It's a great thing if you want to like use that as a goal, maybe put a big push in and have that as a weekend finisher, or maybe stay out for a few days or a week or something with the family. Talk about that, Seehaw.
It's going to be an awesome event. Yes, it is April the 23rd is the main event, but we're going to lead up to that. Myself and Creel, and I haven't spoken to Wade yet, but we're going to be there early at the smaller islands and doing water presentations and business training at the smaller islands as a few days before that, and then we're coming into Waikiki, where the event's going to be held on a Thursday. We're going to do a presentation just all on the health on the Thursday night, and then on the Friday night we're going to do it's health and business. It's the true health, the trifecta on the Friday, and then the Saturday, Enagic has their training, their spree training by Don Prosser. Now, I went to the one in Seattle, and I was blown away. I honestly was blown away. I gave Don an A+ in this. I gave him 10 out of 10, and I'm pretty critical, and I was pretty skeptic to begin with, to be honest with you. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to get. But I went. I played all out. The teammates that went, we had over 20 people that were on the team there. There's like 94 people in this amazing, beautiful home. They're just standing room only. And what Don did on that, he allowed people to play all out and got their breakthrough moments. And at the end, we had people go up there and do their testimony, what they thought about the training, and literally there were a lot of tear jerkers. There was a lot of people who had their breakthrough moments. There's couples, husbands and wives, who now they realize what each one was doing, and I was like, wow, this was absolutely amazing for them. That's what these events are for. So that's going to take place in Hawaii on the 23rd. If you look at any of the Esprit trainings and talk to any of the 6A leaders around the country, you're going to get raving reviews. And I'm giving it a raving review. That's why I'm behind it. I'm supporting it, because it's not just about, you know, the health and the wealth. It's also about our mindset. And that's what today's talk is about, and that's what that training is going to be about. So if you can get there, it's the end of our 30-day all-out massive action. It's a time that we can all get together, play together, and grow together. So see you on the beaches of Hawaii.
Awesome, great job. And before we go to the questions, I'm going to talk a little bit about the July Enagic Global Convention, probably the last one in North America for a few years, because the Enagic is growing all around the world. They have made it. Last year it was in California. This year they made it in Vegas. It's a world destination city. It's probably going to not be here again for many years. And I'm encouraging everybody to go to that event. You talk about social proof. You talk about seeing things on a global level. It's phenomenal. And you get in a room with 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people. You start talking stories, sharing stories, getting pictures with the top people, getting cell phone numbers for three-way calls, building friendships, connecting with people all around the world. You'd be surprised how that can, you start to get a global picture of what we have. And when you come back into your local town and you come into that, you are inspired and you have a bigger vision. And today the reality is most people have lost their vision. Most people are getting entertained. Most people are into, you know, hooked into criticism of who's out there and their vision, as opposed to finding their own vision and getting people onto it. And you know, there's a saying, you know, when the people have lost their vision, and the people will perish. You lose your vision, and there's no vision, the people will perish. And you got to realize you got to have a vision for your life. And there's a bigger vision with Enagic. We're sharing health, true health, with compassion. And here's the beauty of compassion. You talk about an attitude that is unbeatable. If you're in compassion and someone says, no, are you okay? Yeah, because I'm sharing, I'm giving, I just haven't educated them to the point that they understand what we have, because if they understood what they have, they'd get one. So the universe is saying, you're not doing a good enough job educating and getting understanding of what you have. Because if you get that on a deep, deep level in your heart, like Mr. Oshiro does, then you're going to understand why these events are so important. This is a vision that's been going on for over 4 decades. Think about that. This guy started out selling these things at the back of his car in a tiny apartment in Tokyo after he had the biggest financial meltdown in his life. And he's still doing it. He's in his 70s. He's created a compensation program that nobody else in the world has even come close to. We are rewarded extremely generously for our efforts, because he's like, it's not about him. It's not about who can make the most money. It's about growth and contribution and who can make the biggest effect. And when you get in it, you'll start to understand the magic of Enagic, and you're going to relate. There's going to be someone that comes across that stage at 6A to a billion or whatever, okay? And they're going to come on stage and they're going to resonate with you. And you're going to say, that's like me. And they're at the top. And then you run up after and you track them down at that event and you get to know that person. You'll be surprised. They'll give you their phone number. They'll share a conversation with you, and they'll give you the 2, 3, 4 keys that's going to unlock success for you. So you need to find that resonance. You don't have to be like Siha. You don't have to be like Creel. You don't have to be like me. You need to be the best you possible. But there will be somebody there that you're going to look up to, and it's going to expand your vision. So you want to be at those events. And so with that, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over to you guys and, you know, get your questions asked. one of the things that we created this for is that no matter where you are or what's going on in your business, how your upline is or whatever, there's no excuses. You can get your questions asked and answered right here on the Monday Nights Calls. And don't be afraid to sound stupid, because there is no stupid questions. The stupid thing is people don't ask questions. So don't be that, because this is a family thing. I'll answer that same question a million times, and I know these guys will too. So can we read the questions? I'm having a little problem trying to bring up the questions on my on the chat here. So can one of you guys read the questions off? Are you able to get that?
Yeah, I can get that.
Okay, great. So I'll let you take over from here, Creel, and go for it.
Great. We've got some, wow, thanks guys. You put me on fire. All three of you are delivering good seeds in my mind, my heart, my soul. Thank you for the feedback. MI2906, whoever you might be. Lori Tarsher, she's on board, and I will be there. I think that's confirming one of the events. She's at a bunch of events. Here's a question from Rachel. Is there a way to watch the replay for all of the Monday webinars? Question mark. I haven't seen anything in my inbox following the webinars. Good question, Rachel. The easiest way to track us, yes, all of the webinars are on replay, and they're all loaded up to the Prosperity and Health Alliance YouTube site. The easiest way to find that is actually just go directly to our main website, prosperityandhealthalliance.com. Right underneath the picture of the team, you're going to see a Facebook logo, and then their YouTube logo. Click on the YouTube, you'll go right to the site, and you'll see that all the webinars are dated with a title there. We don't send them out each one. We encourage people to go directly to there. And we also want to start posting them on our Facebook site. So that's another place you can plug in. And they usually come up about 48 hours after the webinar. So please look for them there, and all your favorites will be there, and you can pass them along to other people in your team that you think would have great value to. And any other questions? Let's see. Oh, great. That was Maria. Hi, Maria. Nice to have you on board. See you in Vegas from Danny. Excellent. Rachel, thank you. Here's one from Scott. Thank you so much for leading us and for giving us from your hearts with compassion. It's obvious you are sowing into us freely to help us join you in success. I think that's really the, our success will come from your success, which is one of the really great things about this whole business. And the model Mr. Oshiro has given to all of us. So it's contribution, growth and contribution, as Wade has mentioned, is really the key. You guys want to mention anything just on that note?
Go ahead, Zia. Anything?
I lost my train of thought.
That's okay. If there's any more questions, just pop them on there, guys.
I'm going to add one piece, because it looks like we don't have a lot of questions out there. And I just want to share to everybody that there's no comparison here in Enagic. The second that you own an Enagic machine, you've just become successful. You've successfully given you and your family a product that improves the quality of your health. You've contributed to the environment by reducing the amount of plastic bottles that are going into the water, right? You've created an environmental impact, you've created a health impact, and you've created, if you decided to do the business, you've created a financial opportunity for yourself and who knows how many people. You have no idea what that decision could do on a global scale because of this business. And I can tell you this, you stick around this business long enough and you do these things long enough, you're going to get a message from some part of the world, from some person that you never met, somebody that's going to be in your organization like 50,000 levels down or whatever it is, like so far down you don't even know that you know. You don't know that you don't know. And they're going to come up on stage, and they're going to tell their story, or they're going to share a thing, and your mind is going to be blown, and your heart is going to go, and then and then someone says, yeah, they're in your group because you took a step in the right direction. So everybody is a success in our company. Everybody is a family member. Everybody is part of the Prosperity and Health Alliance. You get to decide how much you want to contribute, how much growth you get to experience. There is no limitations in this business. There is nothing stopping you in this business. And you really can have, do, and experience it all in Enagic. And we encourage you to do this. I've been doing this for almost a decade now, and it's only gotten better. I only have more friends. I've only got to travel to more places. I've only got to make more money. I've only got to have better health. I've only got, I can go on and on and on, and I know Creel the same way. And here's the thing, there's only one thing that I could want more, and that's for the same things to happen to you. And that's why we created this site. That's why we built this system. We built this system to take all the things that we learned and all the trials that we messed up and to create a sequential, easy to do, easy to follow, step-by-step program. If you can do it in a week, great. If you can do it in a month, great. If you do it in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, it doesn't matter. Just don't quit, plug in. But if you're going to do it, why not go big time? Why not go all out? Why not go crazy for 90 days? What if you went just total stone cold Enagic mad for 90 days or 3 months of your life? What's 3 months out of your life? And I'll tell you this, virtually every top leader in every organization will point back to a period of time where they went absolutely crazy for whatever. Some had to, some were dragged into it, some did it because they heard that it worked. But every one of them has said, absolutely, it can change your life. You can change your life in the next 30 to 90 days if you want to go all out. So if you want to go all out and you're in one of our organizations, get with us, talk with us, get your game plan, and let's see you walking across the stage at the new rank at the next big event and at the Enagic convention. I want to see it. These guys want to see it. And we can't wait to see you on our next webinar. By the way, next week is Daniel D. McCauley's Global One Info webinar. We won't be doing the Prosperity and Health Alliance because Danny's going to be his Global Health One, his webinar, which is fun, it's entertaining. He goes over the basics over and over and over again, and you know what? It works. That's why he's 6'8", 15'3", or whatever it is. Imagine that. See you on Monday night. So guys, give a big shout out to the team, and
Awesome.
Great to have you on board. You guys killed it as always. I'm so grateful to have you. You guys are awesome, and I just feel so much gratitude to play along with you guys and to play with all you guys who are on the calls.
Awesome. I'll give a little shout out. I see Rashek in from Mexico. Nice to have you on the call. Rachel, to answer your question, no, Enagic does not sell wholesale 1,000 machines, for example. If people want to get a discount, buy a machine and sell it to yourself over and over and over again. So that's the best way to deal with that. And Scott, just to answer your question, I think if you want to send someone to the Prosperity and Health Alliance website, you're really kind of showing them the support that they're going to receive. You're introducing them to that network, even though they're not a distributor yet. And if they were to sign up, that's also an introduction to the service and the support that they're going to be receiving. So if someone's really checking out the business, I would definitely lead them in that direction and let them know if you sign up for the free training, you're going to get invited to the webinars. You're basically allowing them to test drive the community, the support team, and also all that stuff. So I think more exposures are good exposures when it comes to getting someone into your business. So I think that's a great idea. From here, from the NAFTA and Enagic evening, I'm going to thank you guys all for joining me. Wade and Siha, awesome to have you on board. And we'll see you all in 2 weeks. So have fun out there. Have a great start to March. And all the best in Enagic.
Thank you, Creel. Thank you, Wade. Hey, you guys are the best. But hey, guys, let's talk a little bit of business before I let you go. We have a system, the prosperityandhealthalliance.com. That system is absolutely amazing. I was embarrassed meeting with some of my friends in other organizations who have huge organizations with other network marketing companies, and I asked them, what's their secret? And they said, we have a very easy system. And they said, do you have one? And I was embarrassed. And now I'm so proud of our system. I tell everybody, I don't care if you're in the Enagic family or with another network marketing company or whatever, I said, this is how we do it. And so you should everybody should take advantage of this. This is such an amazing tool. It's going to grow your business. It's going to allow you to work less and work smarter and teach our teams even better than any one of us could do, because it's automated. It's a system that Wade, Creel, and I put a lot of time and effort into it for you guys, for your success, for our success. So I couldn't express enough how important our 1-2-3 system is. Buy the machine, get the website, and sign up for personal coaching. It's the best of the best. And other teams from other Enagic families are utilizing it as well. Go for it. It's free. Okay, so I want to share that with you, and that we have an amazing system. And number two, I forgot to mention that the Esprit training by Don Prosser locally, closer to all of us, is March 12th down here in the Seattle area. So you can go to conganmeetings.com and you can look up for the month, or you can contact Don Prosser or EWS, and that's where you buy your tickets or whatnot. So that's closer to our home, closer in date, March 12th, right here in Seattle. I forgot to mention that, so I'm mentioning that there. And last but not least, thank you all so much for everything that you guys do. All out massive action. I hear it on the phones. I see it in my text. I'm getting on another tour. I've been working from the comforts of home for the last few days, and it feels so good, but I'm getting back on the road Wednesdays through Sundays, so I'll see you guys in Wenatchee, in the Tri-Cities, in Portland, and Seattle, and then I'm home again and up to Vancouver, BC. So love you all. Stay focused, stay healthy, and be happy. God bless you guys. Love you all. Thank you so much.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.